What's going on, meta bitch? You like it when I call you meta bitch? Okay, I just came back from working out, so I'm sweaty and kind of messed up, but you know, whatever. This is uh this is honesty in video. Um, okay, Metabob, yeah, man, you're incredible. I completely appreciate any video response that you do and any video that you do. I just formally want to tell you, if you ever think about taking down your videos, well, number one, don't do it. But if you want to take down your videos, burn them to disk first, and I'll take them. I'll purchase them from you if you want. Because I think the things that you have been saying are, I mean, you can talk for a half hour about just your life, and it's fascinating. Now, in relationship to Virginia Tech, which was what my original post was about, and although I appreciate your views on the industry side of things, excuse me, I just had a belch. Virginia Tech, Cho was a psycho. He did not kill people at Virginia Tech with the intention of getting away with it. Same with the kids at Columbine. They didn't kill people thinking, okay, we'll kill some people, and then we're going to, get in the car, and, we'll be fine. We'll go across the state lines, and we'll continue with our lives. We'll get a job, and blah, blah, blah. They expected, in both cases, to die. This was a suicide mission. And I know you brought up in your previous videos about glorification of the suicide mission. And you brought up the kamikaze pilots. But the suicide mission goes back way before that. I mean, dying a glorious death in battle has been legendary. I mean, the movie The 300 is about that, of course. But the story of the 300 dates back to ancient Greece, obviously. The 47 Ronin, who were basically a giant suicide pact. And, the most obvious example of this would be Jesus Christ, of course, who died for your sins. But dying for something is inherent in at least male psyche, I would say. And I'm saying that only because I don't think I know female psyche well enough, but I think it's human psyche, really. I think women are more than willing to die for the right cause, for the children, for whatever it might be, for love. I don't think that's an exclusively male trait, necessarily. So, but to not speak on authority in that subject, I'm saying a male trait. By the way, there was a killer in Southern California for a while, which I think both of us lived in Southern California, actually, met about. But maybe you heard of this guy. He had a samurai sword, and he went around and killed people with a samurai sword. And I think that's the best example of one of these kinds of suicidal killers. That guy was expecting to die, and he was expecting to die a samurai's death. And I think in the case of these guys, we can't deter them. We can't say, hey, possibly somebody has a concealed weapon. Somebody has to have a concealed weapon and kill them. That's what they want. That's what the guys in Columbine wanted. That's what the Cho wanted. He wanted to die. And I bet, somewhere around person 25 or something, he was getting exasperated. I bet he was reloading going, what the heck? Am I going to have to kill every single person here before they stop me? Somebody needed to accommodate him. In the case of the samurai sword guy, I bet, I can just imagine it, what he was thinking. He was probably thinking at some point there was going to be somebody else there with a samurai sword. And that's his fantasy. That's what he was after. be killing somebody in 7-Eleven with a samurai sword, and then at the end of the aisle, there's some other guy slowly drawing his katana and having a little face-off, having a little samurai face-off. I mean, you know, if I knew where that guy was, I would have grabbed my samurai sword and gone out to meet him. Clipped off his slip knot. Dishonored him, you know, so he has to commit seppuku. It's what he wanted. It's what all of these guys want, is to die. They want to die the glorious death in battle. And we're treating them as if they're logical, methodical criminals. That's not what they are. They're killers who will continue to kill until someone kills them. I think we simply need to be able to provide that for these people. And we need to not be ashamed of that. These are people that want to die, that need to die, that will not stop until they die. And we're squeamish about it because if we have weapons, if we are armed ourselves, it says something about us. It says something negative about us if we are willing to fight and kill. We're ashamed of that now. Well, we really shouldn't be. The weapons exist to kill. But we've been shamed out of our warrior side. And I think that's what's behind the 300, is this warrior mentality that appeals to us. But we're not allowed to show that except in the right situation. You know, if you join the Army and you go through special training and you get certified, you can be a warrior. And I think that's why a lot of people join the Marines, the Air Force, the Army, is to express this warrior side of them that's inherent in them. And we all have it. I mean, we all know what this is about. I mean, every man I know is willing to take a stance, an unwavering stance on something, with the exception of guys that you wouldn't trust with anything. And that's what I saw with Virginia Tech, was this idea that someone else should protect us. It was the same thing with 9/11. You know, there were, 4 planes and 3 of them went down, but on one plane, they stood up and they opposed the guys with the box cutters, the fucking box cutters. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen to you with a box cutter? Okay, you know, yeah, they might stab you in the eye or something like that. That'd be horrible, but, you know, it's a box cutter. And there's a plane full of you guys. All we got to do is be willing to say, hey, you know, no, you're not doing this. There's no shame in fighting. That's really what that video was about. Although I appreciate your comments, and I appreciate that you have emphasized the industrial side of this, the financial, you know, whatever it is, the dichotomy of it. I think it's very interesting that you bring up the 2 opposing sides, because that's very Taoist of you, and you know, we kind of touch on Alan Watts every now and then. I feel you. There's the 2 sides, the yin and the yang, in just about every subject. But in this particular subject, I don't think it's necessarily about the finances. Although it is about the Tao. We've got a yin, we've got compassion. We don't have the yang, which is the fighting spirit. And without the yang, you know, the yin is, we're off balance. And I guess that's really what I'm after there, is the balance. Anyways, Metabob, I appreciate your videos, and I hope you continue to post these 30-plus minute rants on anything you feel needs to be ranted about. I'll be watching.